1 month in Ireland and 2 weeks in New York.
The hell did you just say? Just when we think they can't add anyone else and it can't get any crazier, they add a nice Irish gentleman to the bunch. I don't know, Irish accent, maybe? It works. But not only do we have those, we also have James and Tata, who can't seem to get it straight, and they still don't have any money, but yet they're going to break it to the parents tonight, so that should be fun. Statler and Dempsey, who get the van, and Statler is less than thrilled. Corona and Inky, who she's been soft coupling him to like lie and not show her true self. That's interesting. And of course, Sean and Joanna, who is the fun new bunch, the Irish guy and the... Well, I'll let him describe it for you. So let's get right to it. But first, comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, show your support. I definitely appreciate it. Over 800 subscribers. Once we hit that 1,000, we're going to be looking at that live show. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not your typical Irish man. I don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
Born in the sun. I get a nice tan.
Uh-huh.
And I like American Italian milk.
I like Italian-American MILFs. My God, man, just when you think this show can't get any trashier, they up the ante a bit. And I don't know if they just thought, hey, maybe we'll throw an Irish guy in there because he'll be outspoken. But there you go, and there it is. But she has some issues because she is hiding some things from her family. So first, the interesting thing about it is that she met him because she's some sort of medium or something, and so she was doing a reading for him. But yet, she doesn't want to communicate with her family some things she's hiding from them, but yet she's a medium, which is like all about communicating with, you know, the other side and whatnot. So a little ironic that she's not very good at communication, but yet she's parading around as a medium. So that should be interesting. But the fact that then she's up and willing to just go to Ireland to visit a complete stranger.
Get on the damn plane.
I've gotten on a plane to go to Florida with family. That's the furthest I've ever been. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to Ireland to meet some stranger. Bye, guys.
Not the most intelligent decision in the world. And listen, on its face, it seems like it's a nice match and they are feeling each other. Let's say it nicely, they're feeling each other. But I'm sensing some drama in the future, and there's several reasons why. He doesn't strike me as someone that's going to continue to be this happy-go-lucky guy. We'll see. I could be wrong about that. She's already hiding a lot of things from her family, so that's going to get interesting. They never give us anything that's got a lot of hope or has a lot of potential, it would seem. It's like those 1 in a million that they might prove you wrong, which I hope for. Hey, I want you to live happily ever after. Live your happiness with your love of your life or whatever. It just doesn't end up, you know, going that way very often.
What if me and him don't get along?
Good question.
Hypothetically speaking, if you guys were not to get along, I would never put you in an uncomfortable situation where it's like, oh, I have to deal with them just because it's my mother's person. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Is that true, though? Is that really true? Because she's hiding something, you see. I've been alluding to this, but she's been hiding something pretty big that suggests that, okay, I don't know about putting your kids in an uncomfortable situation, but you've already done something pretty damn big, pretty damn life-changing without ever considering your kids' thoughts. So I don't believe you.
Next week, I'm taking the boys to go meet Sean for the first time, and I really hope that they like him.
Wonder why.
Because I want to move to Ireland.
What?
I would love for the boys to move with me, but I share custody with their dad, and I would never take them away from him.
So
in my head, I'm thinking I will be spending 1 month in Ireland and 2 weeks in New York.
The hell did you just say? Kind of twisted place is your head? Your son is 12. Yes, you have an 18-year-old, but I mean, come on, let's all be real. 18 is not really an adult. You have a 12-year-old son and an 18-year-old son, and in your head, you're going to be in Ireland for a month and come over for 2 weeks. For one, is your medium business like doing that well? For two, are you really going to be across the water away from your sons so you can be with the random guy that you just hooked up with on a whim that you're completely long distance from. You would never put your kids in that awkward situation, but you're going to move away from them, and that's the plan. Does that sound right to you, lady? This lady, listen, blinded by love or whatever, but you definitely ain't considering your kids in this. That's for sure.
I have been wearing it.
Uh-huh.
I wear it now.
When?
All the time.
No, you don't.
Point, you have your ring on.
Everyone
Why?
knows Sean as my boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
but that's not actually true. Sean and I are actually married.
And there it is. This is why that you really aren't considering what your kids think, because you care what they think, but yet they don't know that you're married to this guy. So if you're in some kind of awkward situation with this guy, Sean, and your son, you're never going to put them in that situation, except for the fact that you decided to go ahead and get married 2 years ago when your other son was 16 and 10, and that was okay. But right now, you're never going to put them in that awkward situation. You know what that means? That means that I will move away and I will come visit you, but I won't make you be around him. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be with him. I'm sorry, but she's not willing to be that selfless person for her kids in this instance. Now, maybe she proves me wrong. Maybe she gets over there, it's a complete disaster, and she decides, I can't be with you. I made an impulsive decision to marry you, but I can't be with you because you don't get along with my kids. Maybe. Now, does that mean she shouldn't have happiness? No, there's a difference between kids being like, yeah, I'm having these awkward things because you're a step parent or something like that, and just blatantly saying, I don't care, I want to be with this person, or I'm actually uncomfortable, you're not treating my mom right. So we'll see which route it goes. I mean, growing pains are normal, but someone mistreating your mom, your son not liking it, and how you react, that will be interesting. Maybe none of that happens, but it will be a curious situation.
I'm just glad to have it off of my chest. With that being said, the boys are big decision maker here. I don't know, if I could commit to the move if they don't like you.
She didn't know what she wants because she was so sure about it. Now she's unsure talking to him. It's bizarre.
It's really important for them to be 100% all in with me, with you, in order for me to say, okay, we're gonna make this jump and I'm gonna go over and move there. I am a mom first in everything. Their needs come before mine.
Except when you got married 2 years ago, that would have been the time to be like, okay, let's see if they like you. Instead, you got married and she wants to talk about how, we were in the moment and it's so awesome being with your person. But you're still considering your kids, supposedly. You didn't consider them then, but now you're going to consider them. I don't believe you. The only way you're not going to do this move is if you go over there and he's just a complete douchebag. I mean, that's the only way, and he really pushes you away. It's really not going to have anything to do with her kids, and that's sad because it should have a factor into how your kids feel about it. Now, not the end-all be-all factor, because kids can be uncomfortable with change, but it doesn't mean the guy's a bad person. But at the same time, you need to take everything into account, and you're not just talking about being with somebody and in the States or nearby. You're talking about moving and being there for a month and coming back for 2 weeks, which most likely won't work anyway. She's got this lofty goal of how it will work, which it will not. Think Shekinah staying over there and just dropping her daughter off. That's fun at boarding school. So I just don't see it playing out well, but it'll be entertaining nonetheless. Corona and Inky have been fun from the get-go, but they are not going to end well because she can't stop bringing up the fact that he does these little things she doesn't like, and Iceland is so different, which it is. It's a different culture. I mean, what'd you expect? And he's not really being receptive to the way she wants him to be, which is also interesting. But the really fun part is that she has been Oh my gosh, the terms they do these days. Soft partnering. You know what that is? That is you lying about who you are. Soft partnering is not a thing. You're basically lying, putting on a face. You're putting on like the Mission Impossible mask that you just tear off and say, ha ha, I'm not a nice person. And that's what she's going to do. In so many terms. I could say some different terms. I'm not going to, because we're going to see how it goes. But she is, playing out this whole soft partnering thing, which she's just lying. She is just lying.
You could just take this semester off and then start next semester in Penn. Is that something?
No.
No.
Ah.
Inky's response says that he doesn't understand the magnitude of what it means that I even got accepted into this school.
Why the hell would he understand what it is like you getting accepted into Penn? Why the hell would a guy from Iceland get that? Like, for one, I'm sorry, college is not the end-all be-all. But, there are certain trades or certain, degrees that call for it. Doctor, lawyer, things of that nature. But it is not the end-all be-all. But in her case, nursing, things like that, sure, you need a degree. She wants to be a midwife. Okay, great. She has this goal of being this. Great. But you saying, oh, I did this and I got into Penn, but then I want to come over here and do that. For one, you made that decision. It was probably a dumb decision because, like all the other ones on here, you made an impulse decision, which is not always good. But now you're trying to explain it to him, and he's saying, well, what if it doesn't work out, maybe can you go to Penn next semester? He probably doesn't get how hard it was to get into certain colleges. I mean, probably is not that big a deal to him. He's just thinking, hey, maybe let's work it out. Instead, you're like, no. And you're upset because he doesn't understand the gravity of what it is to you. That's ridiculous. I mean, you want everyone to be culturally sensitive and understand where you're coming from, but you don't care that maybe he doesn't quite get the magnitude to you. And yet you're the one being the fake person by soft partnering. Lady, you need to look in a mirror. Come on.
Maybe shielded you from a few things
All right.
far.
All right.
What does that mean?
Since me and Inky have been together, I have been soft partnering him.
That is the dumbest crap I have ever heard in my life. And you've heard me already say it, but every time she says it, I've been soft partnering him. All that is her way of lying to him because maybe she's just not a nice person. She's not a nice person. He's kind of this happy-go-lucky person. At least right now, we'll see how it goes, season going on. And she's basically saying, I'm faking that I'm on vacation and nice all the time, but in reality, I can be really mean. Like, what kind of hell? Just say, I'm not a nice person. Go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off so he can make his decision. Instead, you're going to draw out the misery because you're a nightmare to deal with? That doesn't make you sound good. It just doesn't.
I'm trying to be a softer version of myself for your benefit and mine.
Uh-huh.
All right.
But it doesn't mean like it hasn't been in there and that I haven't been triggered.
Oh my God. Come on. Listen, the whole triggered thing, you're triggering me, but it's there, but I'm soft partnering you. Look, man, triggering is one of the just dumbest things you can say. Listen, people get bothered, people get offended, but now we use these words of, you're triggering me to tell people to back off, even when it's something so minor. We have gotten so thin skin in society. One of her biggest triggers is saying, people don't do the things I say. That's what she said about him because she said something about the closet and he hadn't moved things in the closet. So that triggered her. So everything loses its meaning when you're just like, these are all my triggers. Come on, man. Just listen. Be a better person. Be a nicer person. Respect people. And you don't have to worry about being triggered about every little thing under the sun. And she's saying, but I've been triggered though.
Oh, I'm just going to try to make you laugh.
See?
That's a mistake.
Now, he's just trying to be his own personality. He's like, whenever you're triggered, I'm just going to try to make you laugh. In other words, just trying to be lighthearted. And what is her response? That's going to be a mistake. Oh, man. Run for the hills. Run for the damn hills. Oh, God. Come on, man. See, listen. If just be genuine off the bat. I would have more respect for her if she was just genuine. Not everyone is a very happy-go-lucky person, and that's okay. But stop trying to pretend you're something you're not. Just like he's not trying to, this is kind of who he is, this goofy, kind of happy-go-lucky guy, apparently. So just be you, and if he doesn't like you, then go find someone else. There's probably someone out there for you, but instead, you're trying to soft partner. In other words, getting him deeper in the relationship, and so it's harder to leave because you have more invested. That's all that is. It's a trap, in essence, of you being not genuine. Not going to end well, because it's just going to end in misery for both of you. Statler and Dempsey had a rough start because, well, Statler got there, and Statler was Statler, and just negative about everything, and then they kind of got into a fight right off the bat, and started to say, I can't believe what I'm doing, what the hell is going on, I can't believe I did this, and then Dempsey basically told her to F off, and then they didn't talk for the rest of the car ride of wherever the hell they were going. So it did not start well. So now they're picking up this van, which, is really just a mini RV, which Statler agreed to, and now she's acting like for some reason that she's in complete misery of the thing she agreed to. Again, this whole genuine thing. Be genuine. Don't try to be fake. Don't try to be fake for anyone else. Be your real self. Be you. If you're not you, then you're going to be miserable and they're going to be miserable. So be you. If you don't like something, say it. Now, it's one thing to compromise a little bit, but make sure that you're still, somewhat comfortable. You don't want to be in misery because you think that's what someone else wants. I mean, even when they're not trying to push you to do it. So that's kind of where we started off there.
I literally just spent 10 hours of traveling. I'm exhausted, and I'm, supposed to immediately learn this van and learn van life and just become comfortable with it and excited for it. And I'm not. I'm overwhelmed.
Yes, all of that like you agreed to do. You agreed to be, yes, you got off a flight, and that was the whole idea, is y'all are going to live in this van. So yes, it's a little bit much, but lady, don't act like this isn't something that you could have thought about for months and decided not to do. This is what my anxiety, lady, then you're probably not where you should be. Come on. Now, the good news about van life is it's not really like van life in a VW van where you're going from Grateful Dead concert to Grateful Dead concert and not showering for 4 weeks. It's more like a mini RV.
And if we sit here, we could get a projector there that drops down.
And watch a
Or
movie.
we could just watch a mountain or a
ocean.
Or something,
or a lake.
Not bad.
This is nice. This is very nice. I think I can live here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And she's a little more comfortable.
Finally
for
seeing the
moment.
van put my doubts to rest.
And, okay, let's be real about it, though. It did not put your doubts to rest. She's an impulsive person. In the moment, she's like, I put my doubts to rest. You'll be fighting inside 5 minutes. Let y'all get on the road a little bit. You're going to be fighting. But at least she sees that it's not exactly just like I'm laying in the back seat of a van. It's like, y'all are going to have a place and it's got a bathroom and all these things. It's more like a little RV. Sure. Great. It's still going to be a nightmare because they're going to be fighting nonstop simply because of the cooped up conditions and the fact that Statler does not want to be there. But at the very least, she sees that it's not as bad. So that will be a fun one because, look, Dempsey wants to do it, Statler doesn't. That is what it boils down to. That is why it's going to be a problem. And I don't know how long she's going to last on the road before she's like, drop me off at the nearest airport. I'm going home. That should be fun. But we will see how fast. I hope they at least get to one location or two. Maybe. To be determined. Now, James and Tata have a fun task ahead of them because not only does he have to learn to make banana chips, but they have to tell her parents that they're there to stay, they need jobs, they're out of money, and help! And that's where they're at.
Me how to make banana chips. I hope it goes really well because I want to be able to show him he's got a son-in-law who can learn how to do what he needs me to do.
Because I'm trying to audition for a job, you see.
Just say it's really good.
Ah, yeah.
1 plus 1,000.
15,000 rupees.
$1.
$1. So each of those is $1. So, good Lord, the profit.
$2, $3, $4. $4.
Yes.
$4. Nice.
Nice, but I don't understand how I can make money though. That's the epitome of someone trying to read body language and they're like, they're saying yes, but they're shaking their head no. He's like, nice. Oh, God.
It's a cool process, and clearly it's worked out for him. But his profit is so minuscule.
And I don't know. I mean, in his defense, like, she kind of didn't ever explain that it's, the process and everything until late on. But, it's not like over in the United States. It's not like over here and profits. I mean, things are a lot less over there. So him just going on a whim and thinking, hey, we're going to be able to work for the family business, I'm going to be able to provide, was kind of dumb on his part not to do a little bit of research. He should have looked into it a little bit more. And now they want to go ahead and tell them that they're going to move over to Indonesia.
Kemungkinan kepengen pindah
Indonesia.
ke Indonesia.
Ah.
Mulai tinggal dia mulai.
Bapak sangat senang sekali.
Saya senang banget.
Kalau Jim
He's really happy.
di Indonesia,
If you're in Indonesia,
nanti produksi sale pisang.
there you can.
You can make more banana chips. But James is like, but I need money though. So what they decide to do is start talking about, can he work for the banana chip place? Because they have a debt to pay off. Well, the dad focuses on the debt and says, hey, how much is the debt? They tell him that they owe $15,000 on this damn car. What the hell kind of car do you have for one? But I digress. He tells him he owes $15,000, and they basically say, we'll look at trying to help you. Basically, it sounds like trying to pay it off. Because, kids are their responsibility. Okay, that should be interesting. But the fact is, the stipulation that he lays on it.
Orang tua, nanti kalau sudah lunas,
once it's paid off, you're forbidden to have debt anymore.
Don't ever take a loan ever again.
Which is interesting.
Okay?
I mean, I would say yes, but sometimes in life you have to take a loan.
Ya, di hidup itu kadang kita butuh. Ya kita ambil utang.
Kita harus punya prinsip. Kalau saya utang bank,
smart man. So he said sometimes you have to take a loan, which, of course, people have debt. People take loans, mortgages, things like that aren't just credit cards. But the dad is, if you owe the bank will control you 100%. That is exactly what happens, and why so many people are slaves to debt. This guy has some wisdom coming from, the Indonesian wisdom or something, and yet, but I might need to take a loan someday. Now, he's not wrong. Of course, it's hard to go through life without having to take any debt at some point. Like I said, whether it's because of buying a house or something like that, even if you're trying to avoid credit cards. But the basic concept of trying to stay away and letting something like an institution control you is smart wisdom from this nice Indonesian gentleman. But of course, James isn't having it. And, to his credit, he doesn't want to commit to something they may not be able to do. But the dad's a smart guy. I will say that. Well, then after the debt discussion, they start to fight and they start to bicker, and James and Tata, because apparently Tata is just trying to translate and not try to be a part of the conversation, which is a big problem because the whole thing was, we need to have this conversation, and James didn't even want to have it right then. But instead of trying to be a part of it, she's just translating. So they start to argue a bit. Then Tata starts to ugly cry, which, my God, but, all right, she's upset. And then this happens. I'm coming back home to give you more problems. Kiss her feet and ask her forgiveness.
Duduk, Mama. Mama duduk. Mama duduk. Minta maaf.
What the hell is going on? She's kissing her damn feet for forgiveness? I mean, I know we're different cultures, but holy good Lord. And then, James has got to be at this point like, what is happening right now? And this all escalated from simply trying to figure out how they're going to afford anything. Are they going to be able to make any money? And now she's upset because she's a burden, even though her parents literally just said, hey, you're welcome here. It's our responsibility to take care of our kids. And now all of a sudden, kiss her feet for forgiveness. That's where we're at. So it's getting a little crazy up in here, that's for sure. And I don't know how this is going to go. There's no money for them to be made there. Like, it's already been established. How are they going to live? They're just going to live off the banana chips? Like, just eating them, I guess, not making any money? All right, I guess. To be determined on all of these. All of them are not really in a good spot. Even the new one is not really going well. The Irish guy just doesn't seem like that's a good fit. Joanne is about to fly across to introduce her kids to this guy who she's already married while saying, if they don't like you, it's going to be a problem. All right, dude, you've already made up your mind. That's done and over with. Oh my good gracious, these people just can't get it together. But it's fun. It's entertaining. None of them are going to find love, I don't think, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. I hope so. I hope someone makes it work. We will see. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications to show your support. I definitely appreciate it. Once we get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, we're going to be looking at that live show. Most likely when Married at First Sight comes back. We still don't have a date, though. What the hell is going on with Married at First Sight? I'm guessing it's probably going to come back October, maybe is my best, so we will see. But I'm looking forward to that. All the 90-Day Fiancés are fun. We will continue to get to them. I appreciate it, guys, and I will see y'all next time.